Where's the beef?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the podcast. I'm Brandon, and today we have a very special guest with us. He's kind of a piece of shit, but some of you might know him. Our good friend, Jake.
Hey.
And
yeah, I'm very special.
Of course. And as always, I'm joined by my good friends, Zach and Jonas.
Hello.
Hoi.
So before we start, I do want to give a quick shout out to Dan and Caleb over at the Netflix and Swill podcast. Caleb is actually my uncle, but he's been doing his thing for a little while now. Basically, they talk about movies and drink really bad alcohol. So if you're into hearing some discussion on movies, you want to know what's on Netflix these days, go check them out, give them a listen.
Sounds really nice.
It's actually
I'm gonna have to give that a listen.
It
I
is
can
good.
go for drinking some really stupid alcohol.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean,
that's what you said.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've actually listened to a few episodes, and their stuff's pretty good. They have some pretty good recommendations as far as movies go. But yeah, so I mean, today I was thinking that we should talk about something that maybe a little less divisive than our music tastes, but something we can all offer some pretty good input
on. We'll fucking see.
I mean,
are you sure about that?
But something we can all offer a lot of input on anyway. Video games and how much of elite epic gamers we are, right, guys?
And this is where everyone tunes in.
Yeah, I play video games all the time. I went without video games once. It was the worst 15 minutes of my life.
Tag your friends who are gamers. Jokes only gamers will understand.
What fucking year is it?
Only gamers.
Minecraft Let's Play episode 739 coming out soon.
So, what have you guys been playing lately?
I played through the new Shantae game.
I've never played any of those. Yeah. What's it about? Give us a little rundown, boys.
All right, fucking.
Give me a review right now.
It's a good game out of 5.
Okay.
I have to agree with that.
With the titties on
it? Yeah, actually, it's like kind of their thing. It's like softcore porn. No, it's not soft porn because there's no nipples, but like suggestive anime girls.
I have to agree.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. Shantae's. Hey, that's not relevant.
I have to agree.
No, Shantae was I started out with Pirate's Curse because it was on the Wii U and I thought it looked cool and I heard a lot of really good reviews about it. So I played it and it's like a fun platforming game with a genie girl and sometimes she dances. In Pirate's Curse she doesn't really dance.
I'd have to agree.
Yeah, and they kickstarted the sequel Half Genie Hero. And it was a lot of fun. It's one of those games that I genuinely have fun playing. Like, it's not particularly hard. It's got a whole bunch of secrets and shit in it, and they feel really good to find because they're not hard to figure out. It's very not frustrating.
So it's like the childlike wonder of playing games.
Yeah, it genuinely makes me feel like a child again. Like, there's no fucking kill 3 wolves to finish this meaningless quest at the beginning of the game so you can be at the right level to complete the story quest. It's like, hey, go do this dungeon. Halfway through, you'll, get an item a la Legend of Zelda, except now that item lets you go through a bunch of the other worlds and find secrets that are entertaining and fun.
That sounds fun. I'll have to check that out.
Pirate's Curse was really great for it because a lot of the abilities doubled, and they weren't just like, here's an ability for ability's sake so we can block something off. It was like, all right, here's a gun that you can use to shoot through small gaps, but it's also practical for combat. It was a fucking...
That's fucking game violence.
Here's not an ability that you can use for ability's sake, but here's a gun.
You can turn into a frog. You can turn into a frog. You can turn into a rhino. You can turn into a bear. Also, you get a fucking Glock.
Also, here's a gun.
It was a pirate gun. It's a pirate game about pirates and genies. It's fun.
By pirate gun, you mean flintlock.
No, I mean pirate gun, asshole. If I wanted to say flintlock, I would say...
Ahoy, me bucko!
Oh, fuck off. No, but, you know, Shantae, Pirate's Curse. Half Genie Hero was good.
I'd have to agree.
Didn't,
Which one did you play?
didn't do it for me. Like, I played both of them. Half Genie Hero, like, just came out, and I beat it in 7 hours flat. Because they're not long games, but they're fun games. I, like, 100%ed it in 7 hours flat.
Damn.
And, I don't know, this Half Genie Hero was really fun, and I really enjoyed it, but I guess I didn't feel as fulfilled. Still, like, a great game. It's like comparing a fucking 7 to a 9.
Right.
Still fucking phenomenal, and I have fun. Why aren't video games fun? I tried playing fucking Final Fantasy 15, and you know what's not fun? That fucking game.
And why is that?
I mean, I heard some good things about it.
Yeah, well, I haven't played enough of it to get to those good things, because so
You
far
have to
it's...
play the bad things first. You gotta play through the Cup Noodle commercial and pushing a car for like the first few minutes of the game.
Oh, the pushing the car was awful, but it's not even that, alright?
Finding ingredients for the perfect cup of noodles is very important. I will not have you sully the good name of cup noodles.
Sponsored by Cup Noodle.
1 second.
I love cup noodles as much as the next guy. I fucking survived on it for a month and, like, had heart palpitations. That's not the point. I'm fine with the sponsorship. Go for the cup noodles. I don't give a shit. But, like...
They're really surprising if you're surviving off the shrimp ones with the little rubber shrimp in it. Ugh.
Hey, those shrimp are really good.
That is surviving.
Shrimp
flavor. Dude, I love shrimp fry.
You're living with chicken flavor in your
ass.
Shrimp flavor's fine. What the fuck are you talking about?
Shrimp flavor is so good.
Like, if you have the option to not have shrimp flavor, you would obviously
what do you know? You're a fake Asian. You don't know what you're talking about.
If I have the option for shrimp flavor, I choose the shrimp flavor.
You renounced where you come from.
You guys are a fucking token minority and get banned off the internet.
Oh shit.
What the fuck were we talking about? Shrimp flavoring?
Shrimp flavor
we're talking about how shrimp ramen is garbage.
I like it.
Do you also enjoy eating shit?
I feel like I'm the minority now because I actively enjoy shrimp flavored.
No, I also enjoy the taste of fecal matter.
Well, you might
sometimes.
I
don't think that's relevant here.
Passively enjoying it? I passively enjoy shrimp flavored noodles.
Yeah, it's whenever you're fucking sick of eating chicken 30 times a day. So you go over and
beef, you fucking heathen.
Move on to the shrimp.
You move on to beef.
The shrimp's good.
You move on to beef, and then you move on to Oriental. Shrimp's
fucking rough.
Jonas knows all
not
about the
flavor,
Oriental.
you piece of shit.
No, there's an Oriental variety of Maruchan.
You know that if you
I know. It's stupid. And you're
hilarious.
I mean, technically, isn't it all Oriental variety?
I mean, what does it taste like, though? I've never had it.
Well, I mean,
you're bad at this whole
wrong?
Thing.
I mean, in a way, it's not like...
yeah, I mean, it's not real ramen. Did we just say the same thing at the same time? In completely different tones?
No. What? That's ridiculous.
I know real ramen. I've been to Japan. I am an otaku.
Yeah. Otaku?
Okay, Elite Street Boys.
Hey, you know what?
Guys, this podcast
is
fucking canceled.
I tell you what.
Oh my god, I hate everything about who you are as a person.
We could circle back to music and I could talk about Lead Street Boys. I mean, don't threaten me.
I pass. Hard pass.
we can leave that for the viewers to go back and click on the last episode and watch our delightful conversation on music.
Woo! Self-plug!
We did it, boys. He's in.
No, it's okay. You can. I'll give you the cliff notes. Radiohead sucks. Moving on.
Okay, you can't just drop that on the person.
Yeah, you're literally about to start an argument with one of the... I'm just starting to drop that. That's like half his personality is Radiohead.
You can't just say it.
I'm piquing the audience's curiosity. Now they'll go watch it. It's fucking... Do your math, scrub.
Last time on Beefcast.
Right?
Last time Beefcast, just me crying.
I'm gonna put a clip of me yelling, "I love you, Jesus Christ,"
for 25 minutes.
With every Radiohead song layered over each other in the background, really loud.
Cries in Radiohead.
Maybe on the next episode, this time I'll weep into the microphone for 25 minutes.
Beefcast, but every time Weaver cries about Radiohead, it gets faster.
Every time the podcast gets faster.
It goes up an octave.
Every time we derail, the bass gets boosted.
Oh, gross.
All right. So
What were
anyway,
we talking about?
so you enjoyed Shantae, didn't like Final Fantasy, something about a cup noodle mission.
Yeah,
No, I
fuck
don't
you.
even care about the cup noodle thing. It's just that game, man. Half of it is sitting in a car. It's like fast traveling where you have to watch the traveling.
But you get to see the witty, humanistic companions make conversations and stuff.
better?
You're like, oh,
No. Don't get me wrong. I'll give you that. I genuinely thought the characters had some depth to them and were interesting. I mean, well, like, Final Fantasy interesting, at least. I mean, they're no Waka, but... Listen, Titus is shit, everyone knows it, but Waka was fantastic. That's not the
Did you
point.
listen to the video that's all the music is replaced with Titus's laugh? Every single sound effect in the game is replaced with Titus's laugh?
I'm actually pretty
Yeah,
certain you guys linked me to that, you fucking sinners.
wait, what is
It's
this?
like updates in video games that make you go back, play it, and fall in love with it all over again. You
Does
hear
he really
that?
laugh like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus
You
Christ.
know
You
Final
haven't
Fantasy
played Final-
X?
No,
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
can
can
you tell me-
understand not playing it, but like not knowing the
I
big
picked up
meme.
7 and 9. Like, I have 7 and 9, and I haven't even really played
dude,
them
play
yet.
9 first. Play 9.
But I mean,
that game is
they
so
might
fucking
be a game featured on the Gifted Llama channel if you want to check out hot Let's Plays.
Why do we? This
Anyway.
podcast has been more plugging ourselves than it has been like actual fucking content.
It's alright, I'll cut it all out.
you gotta do self-promotion.
I'm gonna
Don't
cut out
commit.
every bit of self-promotion.
Okay, do not
Take that
subscribe to
next
Gifted Llama.
episode.
Unsubscribe from Gifted Llama until he
No,
starts
don't
getting
do that. I
his shit
fought hard
together.
to get these subscribers this week, dude. I can't lose them.
I am personally going to go unsubscribe. I'm going to subscribe to Gifted Llama and then unsubscribe to him.
That would
The
break my
final
heart.
completed project is just a 20-second long video that says, "Yeah, so how'd you like Shantae? It was pretty good." At the end of the episode.
Plays the
credits.
Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
I used that in the last one, which you would know if you had watched it, you piece of shit.
What
I
makes
thought
you
we we're not
think
supposed to self-promote. Why would I watch our own video to boost its views,
No,
huh?
no,
You just,
Maybe
you're a
Jonas
hypocrite.
doesn't- maybe Jonas doesn't remember what he said.
I mean, I don't remember what I said, which is probably a bad thing because that means I probably said something really bad.
Listen, as long as you weren't dropping hard R's, we'll be fine.
Hey, I haven't done it yet.
That's what we call a callback.
Yet being the operative word.
That's what we call a callback.
Don't call it a callback.
So Weaver, what game have you been playing lately?
Well, lately I've kind of been doing a little bit of everything. I've been dabbling in some computer games, playing my PlayStation again. The other night I was playing some Titanfall 2, which I gotta say, you know what? They really pulled it together for this one. I heard some mixed reviews about the first game, never played it myself, but the second game, campaign, was phenomenal. I beat that thing in a few days. Very, very nice campaign. It's fun, too. It has a lot of replayability because you can like approach the missions in different ways. And then the multiplayer is really tight, too. It's like a better Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and which was an improvement over Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It's very fast, fluid, under 10-minute games, so you can like do it, get a quick game in if you're like on your way to school or work or something, or on your lunch break or whatever, or before bed. So like, I really enjoy that, and I've been playing the new Binding of Isaac expansion, Afterbirth Plus, which I suck ass at that game, but it's really fun to play just because there's so much you can do with it. It's a roguelike, randomly generated stuff. I mean, there's so much you can do with it, but
Binding of Isaac's my go-to game when I just want to like fucking sit around, watch a movie, and like have something to do inside.
oh yeah, you can like play it casually, or you can like play it hardcore. You know, it's that kind of game.
Actually, people aren't happy about Afterbirth Plus.
Why is that?
Really?
Balancing issues, glitches. I know a bunch of the glitches seem to have been patched like a couple days after it came out, but like those portals that they implemented that keep spawning new shit that show up like really early into the game when you don't have any damage, people are not happy about because it ends a lot of runs.
Yeah, I had some struggles with that. I also had frame drops too last night when I was playing.
I never have a problem with the frame drops. My computer's kind of decent, so like, you never know.
Wasn't there also a mod released for it pretty shortly before Afterbirth Plus came out that kind of overshadowed it?
Anti-Birth, yeah.
Yeah, Anti-Birth. Well, that was a mod for the original Binding of Isaac, like the with the old style art, the one that was fucking game jammed.
Oh, what was that all about?
No, it's the same game. All Binding of Isaac Rebirth is just a cleaned up version of the original Binding of Isaac with the Wrath of the Lamb DLC, and then Afterbirth.
Wasn't the old one just like a Flash game or something?
Yeah, it was a game in one of those like game making competitions where you have like a certain amount of time. Jake, are you done fucking snickering in the background, you piece of shit?
I just saw this picture. It's like what Sonic players want. Give Sonic a gun. Sega, say no more, and made Shadow the Hedgehog. And this one says what Nintendo fans want. Give Mario a gun. Say no more. It's just Waluigi with a gun. I'm sorry. Just go on.
I feel like you gotta display that.
Welcome to the Derailed Cast.
I'm really good at it. What can I say?
Where Sonic the Hedgehog takes priority over conversation.
Hey, it's video games, dude. That's literally what we're talking about. Eat my ass.
Waluigi was in like fucking. Oh god, he's only been in sports video games, hasn't he?
And Mario Party.
Waluigi's trash.
Mario Party is a sport. I play that shit professionally.
It's competitive.
Sweaty. Not even. It's not even professional. It's just Weaver alone in his basement getting sweaty playing Mario Party.
That's a workout. If you work out, it's a sport. If it makes you sweat, it's a sport. That's a fact.
People take Mario Party very seriously, Brandon. I actually saw AGDQ speedrunning Mario Party earlier today, and I'll have none of your fucking bullshit.
But why?
I mean, it can get pretty intense. Have you guys played Sonic Shuffle?
Hey, actually,
Sonic Mario Party?
Why didn't they just call it Sonic Party?
Copyright.
Call it fucking Stop, because that game is not good.
It's not. It's like Sonic Get Together.
Sonic Playdate.
Sonic Hoedown.
My Sonic Prince.
Oh god.
Sonic
If we want to talk about gaming today on the Beefcast, let me tell you about this wonderful mobile game, My Horse.
The best mobile app ever.
You need to look that shit up. If you got your Android smartphone, your iPhone, go to your app store, look it up, My Horse Prince. It's the hottest game, hottest sim around. If you're looking for something to pass the time. Yeah,
if you're into anime and dating, I'd check out My Horse Prince. It's about a thing I can't tell you because it would ruin the surprise.
Yeah, it would spoil
anything you say about it's going to ruin the whole premise of the game. So
I'm gonna assume it's about that's also a horse.
I can say that the art is beautiful, and that's about it.
It is very well drawn.
Jake's gonna fucking ruin the mystique by his bullshit guessing.
I think you're looking for the word mystery, not mistake.
It's okay, we'll just cut it out. But anyway, back to Binding of
Just censor Jake entirely.
Every time you give me a laugh with talk or something, it's just like a loud beep, like a sensor beep.
Replace it with your fucking screams or like my crying or whatever. Get a nice sound bite. But anyway, back to Binding of Isaac. Actually, I just remembered with the Afterbirth Plus, expansion, they added Steam mod support to the game, which means there's like a whole new. There's like the possibilities are unlimited for Binding of Isaac now because you can do player submitted mods now with the Steam Workshop, which will just make the replayability of Isaac, which was already immense, like super immense. It's like the go-to roguelike these days. Like it is top of the line. So that'll just add to the whole replayability value of the fact that you can vote up these nice mods and shit. They could just expand the game. Like mods on the scale of Anti-Birth can be submitted to the Steam Workshop. I saw one yesterday. It was like Pokemon version of Binding of Isaac, which I'm not really into, but like it sounds cool at least for someone who's into that stuff.
Isn't Pokemon just like a challenge on Binding of Isaac? They give you like the Pokemon-inspired items.
I guess I didn't look into that one though, but
Yeah, I've got like Platinum God status on Isaac, so I have everything unlocked.
oh shit, big
Those
boys.
things pretty cool.
I didn't know we were
how I got
having
it.
an
It's not like
Isaac
I've unlocked
professional.
everything.
I didn't realize
No,
you were
I
an Isaac
don't know how
professional.
I have it. Platinum God's just like a thing that happened. I want to say I got it because I bought DLC or because I had the first version of the game or something. Who knows?
I mean, so did I, but I'm not a fucking Platinum God. You must be a video game expert, though.
Do you have like the Platinum God file? Yeah, maybe you need to fucking get good, Weaver.
I mean, I'm trying. I've been playing a lot more. But yeah, that's what I've been playing recently. Binding of Isaac, Titanfall. Some other games, too, that I'll talk about later in the show.
What about you, Brandon? What video games have you played?
Fuck, I don't know, man. I mean, I've been playing Bayonetta lately, and it's frustrating to say the least.
But she's hot, though, so it's all good.
She's got a nice butt. Yeah, I mean, it's good. Like, I enjoy it, but, like, I don't know, dude. Getting towards the end is really making me... It's really kind of going to shit, honestly. Like, fucking all of Chapter 14 made me want to kill myself because, like, more than 3/4 of the level, you're riding on this missile, and it's just basically a shooting gallery, but the missile controls like shit, and every time you have to evade something, it spins the whole screen, so it fucking disorients you entirely. Like,
Jesus.
it's just... like, it's so good.
That sounds fun.
I think that's the main issue I have with it, is it's so good in so many ways. Like, the combat system's good. It's fun, and you know it does a lot of things right. But then, like, I guess that makes the flaws just so much more evident. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, that, and like the difficulty spike is frustrating because like it gets like fuck. I'm only playing it on normal mode, and it gets like frustratingly tough from Chapter 10 onwards.
Jeez.
But I don't know. I think I'm close to beating it, so that's all right, I guess. But
Well, there you go.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, other than that, shit, man. I played Overwatch for a while since Jake's been home. Played League. I mean, like nothing that I could really. I mean, I guess I could talk about League at length, but I don't know.
Can we not, though? Because it's not a good game.
You're not a good game.
You're not a good game.
I mean, I agree with Jonas on this one. I don't.
I mean, just because you guys are
You know,
pussies and gave up.
No,
doesn't
League
mean-
is the fucking epitome of not fun video game. All you do
I mean,
is
It's
you
not
go
a game,
in and
it's
you
an
do this
esport, guys.
That's why
So-
it's not fun. Why the fuck would you take a video game so seriously that you have to get fucking teams together and sponsorships and shit?
Okay. So you have to understand that the fun,
Jake, are you twitching?
in the game is that you're not having fun. That's where the fun really comes from. Until you understand that, and you have fun and not having fun, you're never
Man,
gonna
it's
get
a really,
fun.
it's a really nuanced and avant-garde way of saying I don't like my life and I fucking play video games for the sake of playing video games.
That honestly describes most of my experiences with League. Like, I really had nothing else to play.
That's
And I was like, I just-
describes my
It's a
experience
safety
with video games recently. I
Playing
haven't
Smite is the
found
same way.
well,
Come on, guys,
Smite,
you can't lie to us here. You play video games so you can sit here and talk about them on a podcast.
Dude, I play video games to enjoy myself, and I haven't played video games a lot recently because I haven't fucking found a game that's fun. Binding of Isaac, fun game. Shantae games, fun. Fucking, I don't know. What else have I played recently that's fun? Crypt of the Necrodancer was pretty fun.
I've heard good things about that game. I would like
I
to
did
check it out at some point.
Oh yeah, I've played it for a couple hours. I think I made the mistake of putting my own songs in, and that just kind of fucked it.
Yeah, it doesn't translate super well. You have to like adjust the tempo, and even then, it's still kind of weird. Like songs that you would think would fit really well don't. Like my first instinct was to put on a Fever You Can't Sweat Out in its entirety, and it just didn't. It didn't translate as well as I was hoping.
Gotta put in Alan Schaefer's Love of My Life. Necro dance to that stuff.
Oh man.
There's a There's a big
Pretty bad.
smoke mod for Crypt of the Necrodancer on the front page, and
Why?
I take back what I said about Crypt of the Necrodancer being fun.
Haha, epic memes, lol.
Now with extra cheese.
No, what else have I played that's fun? VR's fun.
Have you? So, I was looking at accounting.
Oh, dude,
Recently. Is
accounting is fucking hilarious.
That's what
Would
I
I call
figured.
it a game? No, but like, I don't want to describe what happens in it because it's like an experience, and I guess that's the only real problem I have with it. Is clearly Justin Roiland had a lot of fun making accounting, but like, it's just a story experience. Like you just kind of stand there, walk around, and like listen to Justin Roiland being funny and his writing. And it's entertaining, but you can't play it more than one time and still like enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
There's like interactive stuff, but that's mostly just to progress this page. It's not really.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it a game, but as a story experience, it's exactly what you'd expect of Justin Roiland, and it's fucking incredible.
That's fair.
But honestly, you could probably get a similar experience watching it on YouTube. And
That's a good point. I'll have to check that out because I don't have any VR yet. But as a VR owner, Jonas, how have you found VR to be? Is it something that you think is going to last? It's going to be like worthwhile?
Is it really the future of gaming?
I sincerely hope so. I don't think it's the future of gaming. I know a lot of systems are egging on VR, and by a lot of systems, I mean smartphones are doing that whole VR system thing, and PlayStation's doing its like shittier version of the Vive, and the Oculus Rift has been big forever. But like, it's so much fun, and I don't think the technology is out to make it like super readily available. And it's just kind of a pain in the ass to set up. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not super capable of setting up a strong PC and hooking up a bunch of wires and fucking installing a new power outlet so that you can play the fucking Vive, it's I don't see it being super commonplace in the future, but I do see it being like a prestige thing.
I guess.
Like the people who would buy the Vive and set it up are people who would like really commit to video games, and I don't think it's the future of gaming, but I think those who have it would want more. I just don't think it's going to be popular and common enough for it to warrant like better development as quickly as it could.
It's like a cool accessory, but I feel like a lot of the games for it have to like really just be geared towards being about VR as opposed to
being
having
games.
a more. Yeah, because you're
well,
have to go
here's
out of
the
your way
thing, though.
to interact and shit. Like, there's a certain level of like interactivity that you have in a normal game. And there's like a VR game where like all the games I've seen for VR, you pretty much interact with everything, and it kind of like feels like it just takes away the element of the game. It just becomes a big old sandbox.
Yeah, I'll be honest. It does kind of get fairly sandboxy because a lot of the games that are out right now are proof of concept. But considering VR is such a new thing, that's what game devs are doing. Is they're playing around and releasing stuff that is just proof of concept. But there are games, and it's you can kind of see like primitive gaming. Like this is clearly a new medium, so you get games like Audio Shield, which is just a rhythm-based game where you block beats with a red or orange shield in your hand. And it's super simple, but it's a game, and it's fun, and it's, primitive. Like, it's not much more complicated gameplay-wise than, like, fucking Pong, but this is the beginning of a thing.
I mean, I guess there's a lot of
makes
potential to
sense.
make money off of it, so I'm curious to see how the field and the genre expands.
That's what I'm
it
saying.
kinda
I don't
has
think
to.
it's going to make as much money, and I don't think it's going to do as well as, people who have it would like it to do. Because it is absolutely an incredible experience, but it's a thing that requires a whole lot of knowledge and build up to it, and then the devs aren't going to put a whole lot of effort into that because there are only so many people who are even capable of setting the damn thing up.
Not to mention the price tag's probably going to turn a lot of people off from it, but I mean, it kind of has to be that expensive in order for them to get some kind of return on it.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's the issue. I don't think it's the future of gaming, but I really wish it was.
So is it going to phase out like motion controls? Do you think it's just going to be a big meme for a little while and then
No,
people
dude,
get
this
sick
is the
of it?
next level. This is the next level of motion controls. I think people are just going to focus more on VR whenever they try to do their innovative stuff, because that's all video games have ever meant to be, is more immersive and make you feel more like you're there. So, like, virtual reality is just getting closer and closer to that. Like, don't tell me that whenever you were little and you were fucking playing Pokemon as a kid that you never wanted to, like, be in that world. And I think virtual reality is as close as we can get to that.
I'll have you know,
So-
I was in the Pokemon world thanks to my imagination.
Damn.
And I mean, this summer's Smash
This
hit,
podcast is
Pokemon
canceled.
Go.
This 1 month Smash hit that now nobody fucking plays anymore.
The you know what? The 1 month that Pokemon Go was fun and I had a lot of fun with it. I got outside.
That's all we fucking did when Jonas came to visit. Like,
Yeah, it was a good time. Pokemon Go was great. I still think it's like I still have fun doing it. I think Niantic needs to maybe get their shit together with, you know, their releases and their updates, because some of this stuff is a little goofy. I'm glad they finally fixed the tracker, but like,
Have they added Gen 2 yet?
they've added all the baby Pokemon from Gen 2, but you have to get them from eggs, which is silly. Also, they added Togepi, but didn't add Togetic.
Oh shit.
kind of silly.
Why the
I mean,
fuck?
I would have it if I still had space on my phone, but like, it was fun. I mean, it
I did
is
get
fun.
fucking bored with it.
Like, yeah, there became a certain point where I like lost the incentive to play, and obviously going back to school and everything, that really didn't help things. But like,
Not to mention, it just
And-
destroys my data.
exactly, it destroys my data, it destroys my phone battery, and my phone kind of sucks ass to begin with. So RAM wise, we're not looking too good. But like, I feel like, you know, it was fun because I got to. I think the message I took from it was beyond Pokemon was that like I was able to go out in my community and interact with some old friends, meet some new people, and just have a general good time this summer walking around. You know,
So
It
you're
was
saying it got
nice.
you to go
It was-
outside, basically.
it got me to go outside, basically. Yeah.
I was able to be social
time.
for a month.
Yeah. And now I'm back to my introverted, indoorsy self. But hey, you know what? That's all good.
So Jake, have you been playing any fun big boy games since you got home from being on a fucking boat for like 3 months?
Oh, I was gonna follow up saying, yeah, I played games. I played the fucking United States Navy.
Oh, that doesn't
But-
sound very fun.
No, not at fucking all. But I mean, I played a little bit of League, and that's about it. Most of the time, I've been spending with my family.
Yeah. Psh, who needs them? Play
You
video
wanna-
games
you
wanna-
instead.
Tell us about spending time with your family simulator, or are we
I
gonna
know.
get back to
I
fucking
got
video
this.
games, you fucking nerd piece of shit?
Ooh, I got it. While I was on the ship, I played a lot of Candy Crush, if that's what you're getting at.
Ooh.
Well,
Drop Jake
in
from the
Candy
call.
Crush.
Kick him out.
Hey, it was Soda Saga.
Oh shit.
What level are you?
I'm like 70-something. Kind of a scrub.
Oh my god, who cares?
My old math professor. Okay, but hold on. My old math
Hey,
professor.
did you guys see
always-
how I hit that ball on Pong the other day? That was really exciting. Let's talk about that in the podcast.
Okay, but listen, my old math professor, whenever he'd give out a test, he would play Candy Crush, and he actually got to like the level cap, so that he had to wait for them to make more levels before he could play again. He was like in the 700s or something, or like close to 1,000. I don't know how many fucking levels they have now, but he
What a
was
fucking
like,
dork.
he went hard in it, dude.
Next time I come home, I'm gonna go beat up your math professor and take his money.
Okay.
What a nerd.
No, take his phone so you can get all his Candy Crush levels.
What a nerd.
Dude, once I mixed two of those like colorful Candy Crush ball things together and it cleared the whole screen, I'm just like,
Like,
oh my god, I think I won. I think I won.
You arrived.
I think I beat it.
I
I
ascended.
didn't beat Candy Crush, I beat my life.
I ascended to another plane.
And then when I just phase out of existence.
I turn into a jelly bean and ascend.
Get obliterated.
That's how I want to go out, explode, and I want
He's
the word
reaching Nirvana.
tasty to appear on the screen as I die.
I've never played Candy Crush, so I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
Don't. It's a rabbit hole you don't want to fall down because it is addicting, and it's made to be addicting.
You ever play Bejeweled?
Yeah.
Who the fuck hasn't? Who gives a shit about Bejeweled? Like, really? You just want to sit here and talk about moving around gems? Who gives a shit?
Jewels?
You just don't get the talk
candy
about
now.
Candy Crush like it was like the return of Christ, and now you're like, oh, Bejeweled, fuck Bejeweled.
You guys ever play Honey Pop?
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to
talk about Honey
discuss
Pop because if we're gonna talk about the same fucking game over and over again,
Might as well talk about a version with anime titties.
Yeah.
Go for it.
The best
Please.
version.
Seriously, please. As long as we're not fucking talking about Candy Crush anymore.
I mean, that is it's.
Oh, did you see they came out? They came out with Jelly Saga. Did you see?
You could just take any food and just make it a saga game. Just fucking like Sushi Saga, fucking Toenail Saga. Wait, that's not food. Brown Brick Saga. Yeah, get Mike Matei to do the lead development on that game. He'd be all over that shit.
Who here has Clash Royale?
Oh, shut the fuck
God damn it! All right, okay. Now we're actually moving on. We're actually.
Now I'm actually,
moving
well,
on
I mean,
now.
no, I think actually there could be a little bit to say about mobile gaming as a whole.
That's what I was trying to get
You know-
to, but nobody picked it up.
See, here's the thing. Everyone's fucking saying all these articles and shit. All these, experts are saying like mobile gaming, and I guess the numbers do reflect that. The mobile gaming is gonna be like the thing in the next few years, and like I hate that idea. Honestly, I really do. I just especially with Pokemon Go flopping, and all these same recycled concepts for mobile games. Like there's like. Okay, I'm gonna rat on your favorite game, Brandon, and also Jake.
You can
But,
go
like,
right ahead and
there's-
fuck yourself if you're about to talk about Treasure Cruise.
Hell yeah.
There's recycled concepts that fall into like three kind of categories that I've seen. There's the puzzle games like Candy Crush, and it's all the same. It's match threes, twist, that shit. Candy Crush Saga, Gum Gum Saga, whatever the fuck it is. There's the RPGs, which is the
Jelly
icons of
Saga?
like. The RPGs with icons of the people just screaming and shit, like Clash of Clans, Clash Royale,
That is
Boom Beach. Okay, so those are like the sim,
Those
like
are the screaming
kind of
man
RPGs.
games.
Yeah, the screaming man games. And there's the RPGs like Brave Frontier, One Piece Treasure Cruise. There's another one, Boss Dungeon, where it's like you just get a cast of characters and you fight through stages. Like it's the three genres that are just recycled concepts. They're just reskinned concepts. That's all I see in the App Store. Like it's just like they're saying mobile gaming is the future. If this is the future, if that's what it's gonna be, like I can't really subscribe to that because I'm not seeing any. I'm not looking hard enough because I don't do much mobile gaming. Like I said earlier, my phone sucks. The RAM on it sucks. The space sucks. So like I haven't really done much delving. Okay, into like mobile gaming. So there could be some hidden gems. There could be non-hidden gems that are just really good games that I'm not aware
Well,
of.
they could be rainbow gems.
What's that?
Rainbow gems. Haha, what you take? Yeah.
God damn it.
Fucker, take that.
But like, from what I've seen, mobile gaming doesn't look like something for me that I would subscribe to if current trends will prevail or be expanded in the future.
But what's the difference between recycled content in mobile games and recycled content in AAA games?
Oh,
It's
well,
usually
yeah,
the
there's,
Asian
AAA
Assassins-
first
yeah.
person shooter.
Wait, what
I
did you say,
don't-
Jake?
Usually the recycled content for AAA games is first-person shooter, so
Or
that's the
fucking
difference.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
I'm not gonna
Assassin's
defend.
Creed, friend.
I'm not gonna defend fucking Call of Duty. Like the only reason I play that is just because I want a mindless, fast-paced shooter. Like I know it's a recycled concept. Honestly, I can't say any one particular Call of Duty is my favorite because they're all the same. And like FPSs as a whole, they're just, you play them just to play them, and you're not playing them for any meaning or a good gaming experience. You play it to pass the time. Like I said before, Titanfall, just to get a quick game in, you know what I mean? Like, the campaigns maybe have variance and difference, but let's be honest, everyone plays FPSs for the multiplayer. Like, that's really the only selling point, especially these days. Maybe in the past, like, old PC shooters from, like, the early 2000s and shit, late 90s, you know, it was more about story, it was more about, you know, rich gameplay. But recycled concepts abound with FPSs today, and like Assassin's Creed, it's just like there are recycled concepts in modern AAA games. I mean, that's obvious, but there's also a lot more good games, individual games, right now that aren't like mobile games, is what I'm trying to say. Like, at least there's more variety right now, but if the trends continue and they say mobile gaming is going to take off even more than it already has, we might see some more variety that we've seen in, you know, AAA titles up until recently. If that makes sense. I feel like I'm kind of jumbling around in circles here, but you know what I mean?
I suppose. But, I mean, your one point about playing first-person shooters for the multiplayer actually got me thinking about Doom, because that's easily the best game I've played in the last year.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, so like
dude, nothing's more satisfying than busting heads open with your bare hands.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are exceptions. There's always going to be exceptions. You can't do.
Not to that statement.
It's really hard to do. Oh well.
There's no exceptions.
There's exceptions to liking busting heads open with your bare hands.
But there's not.
Like, you can't really categorize an entire genre or something as
busted open with your bare feet. I don't know.
Guess.
just hold your VR controller with your feet and
with your own head.
With your head. I think we
use
Jonas.
He hasn't been talking. He hasn't been talking since I started talking about Candy Crush.
He's just mad.
I'm fucking sitting here seething, and also,
dude, I forgot how happy it made me just to make Jonas angry.
Well, we've come to the right show, because that's what this show's about.
Yeah, maybe this is why he never wanted to hang out with you.
this whole fucking section needs to be cut. Listen, I wouldn't want to hang out with me either with this fucking nonsense.
Well, hey, Weaver, now you gotta cut out Jake's head for a thumbnail, too.
No, you don't.
Ah, shit.
Use the extendo neck picture.
Use long hair mustache.
And keep the neck.
Just use my current picture that's in the fucking curse call. And just put a really long neck on it.
You'll have to send me the extended neck.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna draw Jake, and then you can use that in his head.
Yeah, I agree with that. I let Jonas draw something for me.
Feces pouring out of his mouth.
Or just a lot of candy.
Jesus.
You have to make it the kawaii Dace face. It's the only thing I'll accept.
No, I'll find something. It's not gonna be pretty. I just want you to know that.
Well, then it's gonna be accurate.
Oh.
Self-deprecating jokes.
Yeah, right? How good?
Yeah, that's a good picture. That'll do.
Just use the ghost in my place.
No, we'll figure something out. In the meantime, let's get back on topic.
Video games.
Okay, yeah, so where are we about Candy Crush?
I don't know. Who here has any epic gamer gear that they got? Do you guys...
Well...
You guys subscribe to Loot Crate so you can get the best nerd and gamer gear?
You know what, Loot Crate... my only issue with Loot Crate...
Please sponsor me.
...is...
Any money. I haven't eaten in 3 weeks.
Here's the thing with Loot Crate, is the fucking t-shirts that they give out. I hate those fucking mashup pop culture, gamer culture shirts, Minecraft, Pokemon Go, Skyrim. Stop it. I hate that shit.
I mean,
like,
I hate the term gamer culture as a whole. TBA.
Exactly. It's totally the name of the gaming. It's just, it's mainstream gaming has been...
But I got some Battle Mage game out of Spears's, and he also gave me a little Mega Man like helmet thing.
I mean, that's
I think
cool.
it's pretty
Like
cool.
the stuff they give you is pretty cool. Like I said, but just the T-shirts. I draw the line at the T-shirts. Like
I went to GameStop the other day with Jenny, and we they had a T-shirt hanging up there, and it was like, I guess it was supposed to be a soldier, maybe, but he was like, red, white, and blue and stuff like that. And they had a T-shirt hanging up there. It was $1.99, and the text on the T-shirt on the bottom, it was like, "Gamers stand up. These colors don't run." I'm like, who the fuck thought that was a good idea for a shirt? Who the fuck sat down? Like, seriously, I think she took a picture of it. If I can get her to send it to me, I'll put it up right here. But like,
I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
stop it.
God.
Fucking gamers stand up. These colors don't run. Like, what? What does that have to do with?
What's that have to do with running?
Oh yeah, what does playing video games have to do with running?
That's like the opposite of what we do.
Yeah.
Fuck you, we.
Yeah, right, gamers.
Fuck you, motion controls. We don't need
No, but I fucking hate. I would rather kill myself than label myself a gamer. Like, I enjoy playing video games, but like the idea of the whole gamer identity is fucking stupid, and it makes me genuinely want to kill myself.
I mean, if I just had to wear a T-shirt that said I was a gamer and I get to live, I was held at gunpoint, I think I'd do it.
I mean, maybe you enjoy living a lot more than I do.
Pull the trigger! Pull the fucking trigger! Fucking do it!
Do it! Do it now!
Do it.
Yeah, you see that thing that's like the fight between them, but every single like hit of the lightsabers is him just saying "do it."
Yeah.
And then the time he actually says "do it," it's replaced with a lightsaber sound.
Jesus.
No, but like it's just because it's always just like shit like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, us gamers, right, guys? We're so cool because we play video games and don't talk to people.
Remember Metroid?
Remember being socially incapable and getting beat up all throughout high school? Yeah, right? We got bullied.
Remember custom NES gear? Get a custom NES T-shirt right now. Like the people that's targeted towards like weren't even alive for NES.
That was a genuine scream of agony. I'll have you know.
Oh, if I see an NES controller,
it sounded like he was walking down his hallway and tripped and fell and broke his leg.
I screamed away from the microphone.
Fell down a trap door or some shit.
It was genuine agony. Like, I don't get it. Like it's just why do we market strictly to 12-year-olds? They're not the only demographic of people who play video games. Yet that's everything that like anything gamer related is.
Yeah, I feel like the people
We all have an inner 12-year-old.
I'm such
who
an
are
epic gamer.
gamers.
Haha, XD bacon. Fuck you. Fuck anyone who makes that, and fuck anybody who thinks it's a good idea.
What, bacon?
I have never heard
The concept
so much
of
passion.
bacon.
Yeah, fuck you, pigs.
Yeah, fuck pigs. Not
Goddamn
literally,
swines.
but
I mean, literally, if you're into that, I'm not gonna fucking judge you.
I am. I definitely am. I mean, I draw the line
mean, hey,
in
with that-
bestiality. Like, come on.
I mean, hey, without pigs, we wouldn't have got that glorious 1 week of oat posting. I enjoyed that. I love that shit.
Dude, I had a friend on
I
Facebook.
just hope it lives and dies within the span of a week.
I had a friend that just that constantly started sharing out posting things, and I was losing my mind. It was so fucking good. Why have you forsaken
Let's
me,
hope
brother?
it fucking dies. It needs to die now because it's already peaked.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to turn into a fucking Doge thing or Grumpy Cat or some dumb
or
gay shit like
Harambe, for
that.
that matter.
Yeah, dude, that was a good joke. That was good for like a solid month, maybe.
Yeah,
It was long-lived, honestly.
Until midsummer, I think.
It was long-lived, honestly. Like,
And
once
that's when
they,
it went down the shitter.
like, maybe just because it was of a gorilla. Like, if it was anything else, it probably would have died a lot faster.
Fuck meme culture.
Can I talk about Harambe for a minute?
No.
Just briefly.
No, we're done.
I mean-
Let's move on. Okay,
Nah,
so
I'm stopping the recording. We're done. That's the end. See you later, everybody.
See you next week.
Hey, you know what? You can talk about whatever you like. That's the great thing about having a variety show.
Well, the thing with Harambe is...
I just want to use like the word "great" in this podcast.
Great,
Anyway, go on.
Good job.
Oh my god. I'm interested in what you have to say about gorillas, alive and or dead.
Okay, well, the thing about Harambe is
This interests me.
that the original meme, we're talking like in a 2-week span after he died, the original meme was created to mock the people, the bandwagon mentality of, I didn't know about this gorilla until he died, and all the whole controversy surrounding, what the parents of the kid who fell in the enclosure should have done. Like, the meme was created to mock those people who were just jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, my heart's broken to hear about Harambe, they shouldn't have shot him. But then...
And then it ended up turning into a political advent between shoot
Not
the
even
gorilla to
that.
the kid, and then you cause like a divide.
Not even that, not even a political aspect or something, which I think the whole writing in Harambe for president was just completely retarded. But besides the whole political aspect, the fact that it eventually became like this big old fucking, iFunny fucking trending fucking shit. Oh, Harambe memes. Oh, Harambe, we miss you so much. It like evolved beyond the point of the meme's original intention. And I hate even talking about memes in a meta sense like that, because if you get to that point talking about memes, like, you shouldn't even be talking about memes. It's just
You're
something
basically
you just
gonna
laugh
die
at.
alone.
Exactly. It's just
Wow, you broke him instantly. That's pretty impressive.
I do that at least like once a week to Port Weaver.
I mean,
Rand successfully just roadblocked.
crash this plane with no survivors.
I finished my thought.
No, it's just it turned into a fucking almost like a false deity, like, hey man, we're breaking
Yeah,
the
I hate the
commandments.
deity status that was attributed to Harambe. It blew it out of proportion of its original intention was to mock the bandwagon, pseudo activism that came from anything like that. Harambe, Cecil the Lion. How many people are fucking talking about Cecil the Lion? Exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's annoying.
I just think
that's
gorillas are
just-
a funny animal.
I mean, they're fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
me,
that's
the
the only
original-
reason that it survives, because gorillas are funny animals, like
Yeah.
gorillas.
Exactly. I still like the video of that, it was that one kid that was like,
I mean, if you
On
think of
the-
it, Donkey Kong exists.
tapping on the glass of the gorilla enclosure, and like the silverback just squares the fuck up and just charges the glass. But
I think the one where it runs, looks like it's running along the wall, and it jumps at the guy that's filming.
yeah. But like,
Man. Subscribe for more funny gorilla videos.
yeah.
Jonas,
Anyway,
can you draw my little avatar as just me, but as a gorilla?
No, you're getting something far
So
worse.
just a gorilla with a really long neck.
Brandon, I have a.
Come on, my neck's not that long.
What's the OG picture of Jake's extendo neck?
Oh,
Like, what is
I
the
mean-
source material for that?
that's on Facebook. I'd have to look.
Motherfucker, I've been working out my traps. I'm getting rid of it.
I've been
You'll have
shortening
to.
my neck.
You'll have to
Just because of my self-consciousness.
I'll
have a very short neck.
Exercises.
Let's be real. Would you rather have a long neck, or would you have like the neck that connects to the back of your head, makes you look like a human thumb? I think I know my place.
I mean, with a
At
long
least
neck,
I'm
you
mobile.
can reach for things. With your...
Degree vision. Yeah, see, I'm like evolutionarily like superior because I can reach the apples in the tree. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, but
I
have you ever
survived.
pushed over a giraffe?
I'll outlive us.
with your neck.
No, actually, you know what, Jonas? No, I have never pushed over a fucking giraffe. I'm sorry to break it to you. Unlike most people, I've never fucking done that.
Hey, I mean, maybe sometime in your travels you can. You can be going a lot of places.
I don't
with the
know.
Navy.
I don't know if my carrier stop. Actually, yeah, we do have a port in Djibouti. I think. Not sure. I'm not sure.
Djibouti.
Dude, I'd love to go to Djibouti. How fucking cool. Just to say I went to Djibouti.
Oh man, who doesn't love a good
Anyway, let's
old
get as
meme
far.
chat?
Let's get all the fucking as far away from the Navy as we can, because that's not the reason I'm here.
As far away from memes as we can too.
I'd be okay with that.
I don't know. We were talking about gorillas for a minute there. That was a pretty successful derail. Weren't we talking about video games?
Oh, here we go. I found extended,
Yeah.
Nick.
Remember when this was a video game?
I need the source material. You gotta send that to me.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, shit, my phone.
Just don't even have my face in it. Just
You just cut out the neck.
Attached to the like torso, like neck and shoulders.
All right, so I've been stewing for a little while on a question that I think
That's gross. That's fucking like good verbiage, man. I like your vernacular.
I've been stewing. So I've been in a pot of boiling water for the past few days.
Is that why you've been screaming?
Yeah, that's.
I think you're using like your. You need to use, like, I like your colorful choice of adjectives. I've been sitting here frothing over this question for a while.
I've been marinating this question in my brain for a while.
Marinating this in my brain stew for a while.
My brain stew, isn't it? Oh wait.
So on the
Green Day album.
As a poet, I just want you guys to know that you're disgusting me.
How about you fuck off?
Okay.
I've been sitting here
Go write some
festering
words,
over a
dork.
question.
I'm busy drawing Jake. This is very important.
So anyway, like the big question that I had was, what's one game that you can remember playing that like essentially formed your opinions on like what is a good game, on like what you like in video games? Like what's that one game that you can remember playing that you're like, this is it. This is a formative moment in my taste.
I can think of two that kind of coincide with one another. It's
Go for it.
Majora's Mask and Final Fantasy IX.
And why is that?
Not for like necessarily gameplay purposes, but they both. When I was younger, like my dad played a lot of video games, and he's kind of the reason that I play video games. I used to sit around and hang out with my birth father, and watch him play Final Fantasy or something. And then eventually, like I reached the point where I was playing Majora's Mask and Final Fantasy IX, and I really enjoyed the vibe I got from them. From Majora's Mask, there was always this creepy, like, kind of overarching darkness, and there were a bunch of side quests, and it felt like a fleshed out world, and it was really cool to be in that world. And whenever I went to Final Fantasy IX, I kind of got a similar feel for it. Like there were cultural differences, and it was like this really interesting story, and it felt very world building, and I really like story driven stuff like that. That's why I like RPGs as much as I do. Gameplay wise, I mean, yeah, they're all right, but like it's more of an experience that got me into video games than it was actually playing a video game.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I understand. I get what you're talking about the narrative and the cultural differences and everything, like the locations, how they're explained in games really well. And I have to agree with you, because in Candy Crush, like I can't finish it. Sorry, I'm bad at this. I'm fucking bad at this.
Jake's fucking ruined everything.
Man, he's losing
You
it.
had a genuine moment there, and you ruined
Yeah,
it.
Jonas was like, harkening back to like, spending time with his dad and everything, and like, damn, you just brought that all down.
Fucking
That
Now.
was literally my formative years, and Jake was just like, man, let's see how I can piss off.
Looping it back. I was just looping it all the way back around into the fucking garbage.
Jake just took a big dump all over it.
All over my dreams. But I know what you mean, Jonas. I know what you mean
It's
about.
fine, it's whatever. I didn't want to have a good time or anything.
It's not what this is about. You think this podcast is about having a good time?
You came to the wrong fucking
You
neighborhood.
think we have fun here?
Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Just who that?
But I know what you mean, though. Like even if the gameplay wise, it was like the experience, really, like the impression that it left on you. And I have a similar situation with a game that really kind of changed me for gaming. My issue was I didn't really get modern console until like I got an Xbox 360 right at the end of the Xbox's lifespan, and with that's when I really started to game more. And like at that time, that's when I got Skyrim, which is one of my most favorite games ever. And like the thing with it is that it kind of opened me up to the possibilities of gaming, the whole open world aspect. I didn't really play any open world game prior to that, and just the fact that like you can play however you wanted, and it was interesting to me because it kind of ruined me for games for a while afterwards, because in games that I played after that, I needed to have some sort of endless aspect of it. Like there was a time after that where I hated linear games. Like I hated games that had a definite end. I wanted not replayability, but like the ability to just keep going or something. Like in Civ, how like when you lose, it's like one more turn. Like that sort of situation. That was my mind. I wanted to keep going with the game. So I looked for things to emulate that experience that I had initially playing Skyrim. The endless possibilities, the endless playability, infinite quests, that whole meme. But the thing was that I don't think it was so much Skyrim that was the cause of that. Well, Skyrim is what kind of ruined me for games because I wanted that open world aspect. But at that same time, it was like revolutionary for me in gaming because that was, like I said, when I got Xbox 360, and that was also the time that I started to use gaming as for its more social elements. Because with having an Xbox, I was able to Xbox Live chat with Jake. That's how I reconnected with Jake. I mean, I met him initially a few years ago, but it wasn't until I had Xbox Live and I was chatting with him in the party that we really became like close friends. And I think that's an important thing too, because getting Skyrim coincided with that time where I began to use gaming as a social aspect. Because prior to that, it was playing the GameCube, playing the PlayStation, playing a little bit on the Wii, and it was like single-player experiences. I'd have friends over and we'd play multiplayer stuff, but it was split-screen situation. But with the Xbox, online gaming and networking with people who didn't have to be in the same room with me, like that was just completely new to me back then.
Yeah, you could be social while being alone.
Exactly, pretty much. And it was like, it showed that, like, even with this situation, I mean, even right now, we are all very far apart, the four of us in this podcast right now. And it's just amazing that we can all come together right now at the same exact time and hang out.
I mean, you and Jake are like 10 minutes away from each other, so I wouldn't say that's very...
Hell yeah.
Okay, right now. Right now.
We're 4 now. We're about to be like 7 hours away at the end of the week, so...
Yeah, like in a normal situation, we are all very far apart from each other geographically. But the fact that we're all here now, like that was the thing then. And so like whenever that first, dawned on me that I was able to just game with friends, with people around the world, online gaming, and talk with them and interact and shit. And that coinciding with a game that was literally about playing how you wanted and going beyond a linear sort of storyline, which is why I consider Skyrim to be one of the most revolutionary games in my life, because it's honestly one of my favorite games. And despite its criticisms, despite the griefs people have with it, I still treasure it because of the time in my life that it came about. So that's why, like, it's one of my favorites,
I mean,
I can respect that. I mean, I might not necessarily agree with the Skyrim thing. Don't get me wrong, I really like Skyrim, but like, I think maybe more than that, it's like I think the open worldness I can agree with. I think the opportunity for video games to like, just bring you together with people like a big lame fucking thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And the actual spirit you get out of a video game, like the open worldness, the immersiveness, is yeah.
That's why I gave Undertale to the Pope.
Oh, fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
Game theory.
We don't need to talk about that.
All right, Jake, your
No,
turn.
Brandon,
What's your
what
favorite
about
game?
Oh, okay.
What about what?
I was gonna ask you about your fucking formative video game
Well,
experiences.
you know what? Maybe I'll go last. So fuck you.
Because all Jake's gonna do is talk about fucking Candy Crush.
No, I mean, I think I know where Jake might go with this, but at the same time, I'm interested in hearing his opinion.
About what?
Like, I mean, one game that like really stood out to you that you played that like kind of formed your taste in games.
No, actually, it's kind of a tough one. It's kind of a lot of them. I was gonna go, honestly, I think a couple of them, but the one that really mattered to me, I'd have to say was Castlevania. I'm gonna be honest.
That's what I figured. I figured you were gonna go Symphony.
Yeah, I knew you were. I knew, like, I was thinking, what could Brandon think I'm thinking about? And then I thought about you thinking about me thinking about it, and I came up with a thought.
I figured.
And here we are now, confused as all hell. Confused as all.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, everything before that was just. I mean, I played like Halo and shit, like first-person shooters. Yeah, sure, whatever. It was kind of fun. Before that, it was all Sonic. I mean, I'll be real here. I just had a Sega, and that was about it. So I didn't really play anything besides Sonic as a kid. Then I got my Xbox and got Halo 3 after a lot of Lego Star Wars 2, which is like basically game of the year every year.
Hell yeah.
But also Viva Pinata was pretty fucking dope. But that's gonna be a conversation for a different. That's a topic of a different conversation.
So what was it about Castlevania that really like made it stick with you?
I think it was like the backtracking, honestly, like the whole Metroidvania part of it really stuck out to me. It just like the replayability. I didn't really think was a thing. I didn't really think of that as a thing because it could be different pretty much every time you go through it. I thought that's pretty fucking sick.
Well, hey, you know what? That's all right.
Well,
So Brandon, what about you wanna finally disclose how you got into video games?
I mean, mine wasn't so much how I got into video games. It was more like the game that kind of
how you got out of having a normal life.
It was more like what shaped my taste into like what it is and what made me appreciate what I do about games, and that was BioShock, honestly. Like, I mean, obviously I've been playing games for a long time since then, or before then, but BioShock was the game that I really first took the time to appreciate, and I mean, I've played through it at least 6 or 7 times, but each time I do play through it, I notice something else that I like about it. Like my most recent playthrough, I really noticed like just how fucking good the sound design is in that. Like that game, especially if you play it with like a really good headset, like I was. Holy fuck, dude! It's so there's so much nuance and it's so subtle. Like just the way, like the creaking of the fucking tubes in the city and stuff like that, and like it really makes you feel isolated and alone, and like it really pulls off the atmosphere so fucking well. And I mean I'm just in love with it. The first time I played through it, I think the story was the big draw for me because obviously I hadn't known the big twist and the would you kindly thing. But like, I mean, especially with that kind of narrative, like that really made me appreciate a well written and well put together game. Because it's one of those things, like, you could have figured out the twist from earlier on, because there's more than enough hints to it. But, like, not knowing and not being aware, I think, makes it that much better upon your first playing. And I mean, it's kind of...
Yeah.
It's kind of that
I think that's a lot of the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I was
gonna say, that made me really appreciate narrative structure, not only in video games, but in, like, other things as well. Like, that's honestly one of the things that... the first Saw movie does really well. The Saw series, I feel like, is an incredibly good idea. Just kind of poor execution, especially towards the later movies in the series. But like the way the narrative is set up, like there's so many little hints and like small things, that are dropped throughout the movie that like on your first viewing go completely unnoticed. But then when you go back to it and you're like, oh wait a minute, okay, there's that, and it's structured so well. So yeah, I think that really made me appreciate a good narrative in video games, and that's why I appreciate a very strong story-driven game, and that's why I fucking hate Fallout 4, because, prior to that, Fallout was very good and very good at world building, and, they had good narratives and good story structure, but then Fallout 4 railroads you into, not having any choice into what your character does, and yeah, you have
dialogue options, so the game changes.
Yeah, the way... 3 different ways to say the same thing and 1 question to ask to loop back around to saying the same thing.
Yeah, Fallout 4 was a bit fucked.
A bit fucked? It was terrible.
Yeah.
It's a disgrace to the Fallout series, and it's only a mediocre to passable game if you don't consider it a Fallout game.
There was no
Man, why
incentive.
don't you tell us how you really feel?
It's a piece of shit, and I fucking hate it.
There was no incentive
There we go.
to
What's
even.
that so hard?
There was no incentive to play past the main storyline, let alone finish the main storyline.
The
Like
storyline was fucking
Oh,
boring.
I never beat
was.
the storyline.
You find
I
your
beat it.
kid, he's a dick.
You
I
do
beat
your
it.
son or kill Boston.
You do what my friend did. He found his son, and he walked up to him in the middle of a conversation. He's like, yeah, I'm dying. I have it, and then he just gunned him the fuck down with an SMG, and then ran the fuck out of the Syndicate place.
See ya.
I was sitting there
Nuclear
watching.
son.
I'm like, you have no soul. But that's great.
So what I'm understanding from everybody's collective bullshit is that world building is kind of what got us into video games.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think the first game I really remember playing was the original Paper Mario on the Nintendo 64, and I will fight to the death over that game being better than Thousand Year Door any day. Granted, I mean, Thousand Year Door is really good, but just the first one it pulls off the charm and the vibe so much better, and I think it's one
Well,
of
it
those
doesn't
things.
pull it. It establishes the vibe and the fun.
Well, but I feel
So,
like
I mean-
I feel like Thousand Year Door looks too clean. You know, like Paper Mario still had that kind of rough around the edges because the N64 obviously had not as much, like it didn't have as much graphical capability as the GameCube. It still had that like rough around the edges look that I think is important for that world, because I mean it's supposed to look like a storybook. It's not supposed to look like super clean and like, you know.
But
I mean, I enjoy
I
Thousand
mean,
Year Door
actually-
because I didn't play the original.
I like.
but
I'm
you
not-
never would have. But Vivian, like the best character ever, dude.
What about Flurry with her big old tits?
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't like Thousand Year Door, but
First
it's
off,
just
those were clouds. Thank you.
They were tits,
the
dude.
cloud
Her,
of
her
breasts.
massive cumulonimbus.
I was like, this is an E game? Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm getting sweaty over here.
You just sweat about pretty much anything, no matter what kind of like emotional reaction you're getting out of it.
That is my emotion, sweaty.
Is that like
Yeah,
a
I mean-
Facebook reaction? It's like, how are you feeling today? Feeling sweaty?
Yeah, instead of an angry reaction, it's just sweaty reaction.
It's only for Weaver. But yeah, I mean, I do think that, I mean, world building is very important, and I think if you can build it, hell, that's why I like One Piece so much. Honestly, I fucking
No, that's all the show is
Luffy's a
fucking world
trash
building.
protagonist, and I hate his guts, but I love the rest of it.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I really
That's
wish they did more character stuff with that.
I mean,
the current
honestly,
arc
the
is
point
really
of One
good, I
Piece
think.
is to like everyone else. That's why they do so much character building for everyone else.
Because character building is like their strong suit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really enjoying the
Pure
current
shit
arc.
isn't the animation anymore. Anyway, we'll talk about anime another time. Character building, however, I could fucking loop back around to Final Fantasy 15 and talk about why character building works really shit in that game.
Well, why don't you go for it?
I fucking will.
I want to
I
hear.
already established that I don't hate the characters in
I'm
Final
interested in
Fantasy
this.
15. I mean, they're not like, they're not great, but like they have personalities. You can say something and say, oh, well, fucking, that sounds like something Prompto would say. And
Can I just say I think their
yeah,
names
there's
are
some-
really stupid?
when are they not though? Like, do you remember the fucking girl protagonist or not protagonist, the girl from Final Fantasy IX? She's just like, my name's Garnet, but I'm gonna change my name. Then she picks up a dagger and goes, I'm gonna be Dagger now.
Oh, really? I forgot about that one.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Don't get me wrong. I love Garnet / Dagger. Like, she's a great character. She's one of the few times the girl healer character isn't super fucking obnoxious. But the name is stupid. That's just Final Fantasy in general. But
How do
what
you
was
post
cool
that?
about all the other Final
Tito.
Fantasy games is that whenever you're introduced to a new character, there's not like you just have them and it's assumed that you're friends with them. It's like you build up some kind of rapport with them, and then they're like, hey, I want to join your party. I want to join your cause. Like, I mean, even in like Final Fantasy VII, when you start off with Tifa and Barrett, it's just like you experience cutscenes with them where they're relevant. And in Final Fantasy 15, the beginning of the game is these guys are here. One of them talks a little bit, and it's mostly just telling the protagonist to chill out. And that's it. There's no, like, fun arc, no series, like, section of the game where this character is important to the story and then he decides to join your team at the end and you have this fondness for them. Like, in Final Fantasy IX, the big guy, I don't remember his name, he's got the red dreadlocks. But he's, like, throughout the game and just kind of shows up sometimes. And it's great. And then eventually he joins you, and it's even better.
What's his name? Meat.
It was not Meat. I mean, you could probably have called him Meat. Final Fantasy IX was cool because you could change their names if you wanted to.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah.
And, like, I don't know if you ever played Legend of Dragoon, which is, like, one of my favorite games. But there's this character whose name is Kongol, and he's, like, he's a bad guy. He's, like, a mini-boss, like, 2 or 3 times, maybe more, throughout the story, and then he eventually joins your side, and it's that much more fulfilling. In Final Fantasy 15, it starts off and it's just like, here's Prompto, Gladiolus, and the fucking little Karibo pitched down.
Wait, really?
It sounds like little Karibo pitched down. I think it's just like the quality of the accent, but it sounds a little.
I mean,
oh, his name's Ignis? Is that it?
Oh.
Something like that.
I mean, I know what you're talking about because
his name is Fire Science. Oh my god. His name is Ignis Scientia. Spelled like science. His name is fucking Fire Science.
Oh.
Jesus.
Well, you know what?
Ignis Combustible Scientia.
Fire Explosion.
Scientia.
Hey, it's only one letter away from being Fire Silence. So shut up. Where was I going with this? Oh, so yeah, I understand what you're talking about with like whatever you're talking about, the guy being a mini boss like 3 times and being on your team. They did that with Spider back in fucking Mega Man X Command Mission.
Oh my god.
And then I fucking
Stop.
Call me adult, but I did fall kind of for the Colonel Redips thing.
Oh my god.
Come on, that was a fun game, and you know it. Fuck you.
I know, but come on, that was so easy. Well, this guy's named Spider backwards, and we have somebody on our team named Spider. I wonder if there's a connection.
Jesus.
Okay, I was like 8 when I played that game first. It got me. And I'll be honest, the first time I ever beat it was whenever you were there.
Yeah.
So I never got that far. That's why I was so hyped to beat Ninetales because, like, fuck, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, that entire build-up was
we
just
100%'d
anus.
that shit, didn't we? Well,
Hell yeah, we did. Hell yeah, I did.
I just kind of sat there and watched and played League.
Oh, speaking of which, how dumb is that thing? Like, so you know how like, oh, you're gonna fight the super secret final boss, which is the most difficult boss that exists, and at the end of the boss fight, you get an item which is just the strongest weapon in the game. Like, fuck, I could have used that 5 minutes ago.
Here's
It's like, yeah, what's the fucking point of that? And that's why I think the 1,000-Year Door did a good job. It's like, hey, you beat the final big bad boss guy. Here's 1 experience point. And you're like, oh, okay. I mean, it's one of those things that's kind of laughable, honestly. I like it.
I think, Jonas, as far as you were talking about, like, characters being relevant to the story before joining you, I think Suikoden does a really good job of that. Because, I mean, you're essentially building your whole army from scratch, but, like, they do a really good job of giving... I mean, granted, your army of, like, the amount of people you can choose to be in your party is so fucking huge after a while. Like, some of them aren't as good as others, but, like, there's quite a few characters that they do really well and that they have pretty detailed side stories and, like, motivations and stuff like that. I would highly recommend playing those games.
Yeah, and you know what? It's interesting and it's fun, and you get attached to the characters and you get attached to the world, and then you get fucking Final Fantasy 15 that's just like, alright, we really don't want to deal with, like, you getting party members, so you just get these, and y'all look the same. Y'all more or less sound the same. And
Here you go, dickhead. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. Good luck mashing a button constantly, because it's not like you can tell what's happening on the screen because of all the particle effects, and your reaction time is so slow with actions because of, realism. We don't want them to move too fast. That's not realistic. So let's just have them get really fucking clunky and not fun.
You know what is realistic? Pushing a car for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's super
real,
realistic.
baby.
That's fun.
I mean, yeah.
Fucking, they made riding chocobos not fun. How the fuck? All you had to do was give them like a jump button, a sprint button, and make it go fast. You didn't have to do this fucking stupid thing
Does
where
it
they
still
have
play the song?
like a remastered version of it. It's not bad. Like, the music's not bad, but in all fairness, a lot of the music is just the old music. Like, since you have to sit in the car for 2 to 5 minutes every time you want to go to a different area, you can select through the radio, and a lot of the songs are just old Final Fantasy songs.
Remember Final Fantasy?
Sitting in a car simulator.
Hey, which would you rather play, a sitting in a car simulator or a walking simulator?
It depends.
I mean,
In the walking simulator, do I get to have some input?
I mean, you get
Oh
gone
yeah, the
home.
forward button.
I'll take it. I'll take it, because in Final Fantasy 15, you don't get to have any input. You can choose drive the car or let other character drive the car, and the difference is nothing. Because you snap to, like, the right side of the road and can't run into shit.
Or what
And
about...
if you crash into something, it fucking black screens and resets you back on the road where there isn't a car that you ran into.
So you can't die while driving?
Apparently,
It doesn't let you?
I could just
I mean, I
die
guess
when-
spoilers if somebody gives a shit, but like at some point your car gets upgraded into like an airship thing, and you can run into shit and blow up. But as just a car, no.
So you get the upgrade to die, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to
Upgrade
get
allows you to
upgraded.
die.
You have to get upgraded to have fun with the
Then
game.
I will allow you to die.
Only then will you be allowed to die.
Or, like, speaking of other simulator games, we could play fucking inventory management simulator that is No Man's Sky. You know?
I thought you said we were gonna hold off on this topic
More like eating literal shit simulator that is No Man's Sky.
until me 2.0 gets here.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because,
Oh yeah, because he's stupid and likes it.
oh my god.
How is the
We
guy?
I
have a
have,
friend who has some strong opinions on No Man's
So,
Sky.
I have
on
no
the
qualms
positive
about
end of
calling-
things.
I mean, like, here's the general consensus we can all sit here and agree on. It's fun for the first 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
If
for the
that.
first, like, 2-3
Just
hours.
just long enough
it's
so you
fun.
can't refund it on Steam.
Pretty much.
Odd how that works.
Pretty much.
yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
I have no qualms in calling out other Jake's bad opinions.
Only my bad opinions.
I mean, I like him, but, yeah, he just... Some of his tastes are just objectively bad. And I
I mean,
will fight him.
he came over to my house and introduced himself to my family by smoking a corncob pipe.
Nice.
Epic meme, dude.
Epic meme.
So,
No.
I guess... Oh, what were you saying, Jonas?
No, it's okay. It's fine. You go ahead.
Well, what the
This
fuck?
is your YouTube channel.
What were you saying, dick?
No, for real though.
Nobody
No Man's
turn this
Sky is,
podcast
like,
around.
the epitome of everything that is wrong with video games now.
I mean, it's hot garbage, and they lied about it for several years.
Yeah, it's promising a whole bunch of cool shit and a lot of fun, not fulfilling on it, making the game like really buggy and not fun, playing it and getting through it, even a little bit of it, just off hype alone, and then realizing that it's all just grindy bullshit where nobody has any fun and there's no point.
I remember Destiny and The Division had that problem for a while.
I thought Destiny wasn't that bad.
I hear Destiny...
I kind of enjoyed it.
I hear Destiny with expansions is pretty good, but when Destiny was first released, a lot of people were saying it's just like incomplete and it's not essentially what they promised the full game was going to be. But with the expansions, I hear it's a lot better.
That makes sense.
Good.
was
That's
alright.
good. I might give that a try.
I know folks who really enjoy Destiny and its expansions.
If you're into pointing and shooting at something for 6 hours at a time, go ahead. Because all the enemies are bullet sponges.
What, in Destiny?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's completely true.
FPS games, man. That's just a thing.
I mean, they did
Not
it right in
in
Borderlands.
That's because Borderlands had fun world building.
But a shit first story. I mean, the story
Oh,
of the
who
first
cares about the
Borderlands
story?
game makes me want to kill myself.
Dude, the game was fun. Honestly, I don't really care about the story too much because it's Borderlands. It was fun until
And then they
I
started fucking
became
adding
the
memes.
pre-meme cool.
Yep. Fucking. Oh god, it was even getting bad in Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 was great.
Like that's actually the writing of Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel are a lot of the issues that I have with gamer culture. Because 99% of the jokes in that game are like, "Ha, man, that's so epic and cool and edgy, dude. Us gamers, right? Haha, yeah, man."
Most of that was just Claptrap, though.
I know. Well, even fucking Handsome Jack, I don't know. Just
Doesn't
after
nobody... thought no one liked Claptrap, at all.
That was kind of the joke about it, though.
even some of Handsome Jack's dialogue before they started actually expanding on him as a character, I don't know, man. Honestly, the thing with Butt Stallion makes me cringe every fucking time. As much as I dislike using the word cringe, it really does. It's just it's a horse made out of diamonds. Yeah, it's cool, right? It's super epic. It's just, it feels like a fucking dumbing down.
Wasn't his name Boner Farts or something?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
something
Yeah, that was
Boner
nice. Yeah.
Farts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it tries too hard, and I don't know. It's trying way too hard to be funny, and it's coming off as just kind of stupid.
Yeah.
And that's my main problem with it. Again, the game's really fun. I mean, I obviously enjoy the gameplay and everything else about it, but just the writing gets to me.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid shooter in RPG. It's it makes you cringe playing it.
Pretty much. It makes me literally cringe into the sun, guys.
Try Not to Cringe compilation 2016, best new cringe.
Literally the cringiest guy on YouTube.
The fact that cringe compilations have become themselves cringy on YouTube, we're just entering a whole new era
It's pretty
of
meta,
the world. It's very meta.
Internet culture is a very nuanced place.
I used to like cringe compilations.
I used to like
but ever since cringe became mainstream, and I hate that too. I hate calling shit mainstream because
I can't believe you just fucking said that.
Ever since
I hate
cringe
having
became a meme,
opinions
essentially.
just to pee. I hate having opinions that are just essentially contrary and is solely just to oppose the mainstream. But ever since cringe blew up late last year, and by that I mean 2015, and ever since cringe channel got shut down, at least on Facebook, I haven't. I need my dose of cringe, man. I need it in my life. I need to feel better about myself.
All right, so hey, if you speaking of cringe compilations, I'm gonna loop back to a previous topic. Subscribe to Gifted Llama on YouTube.
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good segue into that. Make sure you subscribe. Jonas, I see you subscribed. So thank you.
No, I forgot. I did that so I could unsubscribe.
Oh.
On while being recorded. Is everyone ready? Okay, 3, 2. It's gone.
Weaver has a compulsive aneurysm and dies on screen.
My icon slowly fades out from the thumbnail.
Everything shakes and the screen cracks. Gifted Llama's subscriber count ticks down from 27 to 26.
Oh, yeah, there it is, 27 to 26, you fucker.
You hear everyone's quiet for a second, you just hear over Weaver's microphone, you just hear a shock and
I'm gonna do it!
You gotta go more subtle. It would just be like a chair falling.
A hardwood floor.
What does a hardwood floor sound like? Have you listened to one lately?
Well, so the hardwood floor doesn't make its own sound like it's a fucking animal. Okay, it's not like hardwood floors croak.
It sounds like this.
No, that's what
What the fuck was that?
I just accidentally poured water all over myself.
All right, I think this is a good place to call it. We're just fucking getting out of hand here.
The car starts. We just hear the sound of an engine for 20 minutes.
5 hours. 5 hours.
Do we have any? All right. Let's have this be
Let's
like
sum
a
it up. Let's wrap it out. Let's wrap it up.
Let's just talk. Dude, I'm good with wrapping it up.
What are our closing thoughts? Where do we think? We'll end with a question. Where do you think the gaming industry is headed as a whole in the future? Are we going to continue with these big companies continually fucking us in the ass with shitty AAA titles that fail to deliver time and time again? And will we see the rise of, like I said earlier, mobile gaming as a more widespread platform as mobile devices become more powerful? And what about indie titles? They're sort of picking up the torch of creative and original game design, but will they get to the point where they get big, indie developers, where they just become a second incarnation of these AAA big dogs that continue to just fuck us in the ass as gamers?
I mean, Hello Games started as an indie developer. Their first game, Joe Danger, was on the Xbox. The Xbox Arcade. They were an indie developer. The first two Joe Danger games were really fun. But then once they got picked up by Sony, all went to shit. I think as long as big companies can still make money and keep getting away with, pulling the big No Man's Sky gambit, then yeah, it will keep happening, honestly. There's nothing to stop them.
Yeah, I've got 4 EA games on my shelf I'm looking at right now on my PlayStation.
As long as they can keep creating hype and, getting money out of it, then there's no reason for them to stop. It's going to take just a shift in consumer interest and a dedicated stand against hype, I would say, for any big changes to happen.
We need to change the means of production.
We need a fundamental change in the gaming industry.
We need a revolution in video games.
I mean, if you have to ask me, I have to think it's all
Lady number 9 was shit. We need a better game. Make a better one.
Make a good Assassin's Creed game again.
Make one set in World War II to assassinate Hitler. Everyone wants that.
It's funny
That
because
should be pretty
Fingers is a Jewish.
Oh, I knew it the whole time.
No, for real though, I think I don't actually think mobile gaming is going to go anywhere. I don't think no matter how powerful our shit gets, there isn't really going to be much of a demand for mobile gaming. I mean,
as long as they make icons with screaming people on it, people will fucking play it.
Don't get me wrong, mobile gaming's like, it makes money. There's like only ever 1 or 2 games that are ever big at any given time.
Yeah.
And they go out like fads. Like everyone was playing Candy Crush a while ago, and now it's like Clash of Clans, and there's Pokemon Go. It's just, it never sticks. I think big industries are going to slowly start to crash because they keep releasing garbage, and I mean, people are going to keep putting up with that for a while, but at some point people are, I genuinely think, just going to switch to PC because, like, I mean, consoles are fun and everything, but like with the new Xbox and the new PlayStation, like, it's more, no matter what they advertise it as, it doesn't do anything new or exciting. At least Nintendo keeps trying to make something innovative and fun. Like, as shit as it may come out, fucking, I mean, the Wii U wasn't commercially super successful, but at least they were trying. What fucking innovation has Xbox or PlayStation done that ended up sticking? Remember the Kinect?
Oh yeah.
Remember Star Wars?
Exactly. So I think that as people get more involved with video games, they're just gonna, with PlayStation and Xbox getting progressively more expensive, people are just gonna buy desktops.
I do think it's
strong laptops, and they're just, the gaming industry is gonna have to rely on indie developers.
I think it's really interesting that Microsoft is already kind of getting ahead of the game with the whole jump to PC thing, because now all of your purchases, like, I don't know if it's like digital downloads or what exactly it is, but like your purchases and things you install on your Xbox, they can actually double in your Windows 10, like Xbox fucking Microsoft game arcade library or whatever.
On Windows.
Well, there we go. Console gaming is slowly dying as consoles and PCs become one.
And I think they can see that. That's why they're getting a jump on them. Because, I mean, I don't know what Sony's going to do, honestly. I mean, this generation, everything's been basically the same, except PS4 has Bloodborne, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of the whole Souls series that I could justify buying a Bloodborne machine.
Love it.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why I haven't played Bloodborne yet, because I don't feel like busting $400 just to play a Souls-like.
Yeah, but like
I have it, but I haven't really delved into it too much.
But otherwise, like, there's no, game publishers aren't releasing like as many console exclusives anymore. And if it is, it's just like, okay, you got Halo 5, Gears of War 4,
Yeah.
or it's like
Another fucking garbage ass AAA sequel.
Uncharted 4.
I mean,
the Crash
I
remaster.
kind of want to play.
I am excited for that. That's a good topic that we could discuss. Well, first I have a question I want to ask you guys. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch that's upcoming?
I thought that the last question was the last question.
Well, I mean,
now there's another one. Fuck off.
Are you going to hinder our discussion when we actually have really good shit to talk about now?
Jake's the fucking captain of derailing this podcast. If you want my opinion about the Switch, I think it has potential, but not very much.
I think it has
I think
potential to
that
be a commercial failure.
I think maybe it'll function well enough, and it'll be enjoyable to have. But like, how often are people going to utilize the Switch for like the things that the Switch is advertised as? Like, are they going to take it outside? Are they going to take it on planes? Maybe more likely than not. No, I think they're just going to ask for another port so that they can plug in Smash and use their GameCube controllers.
You know what I think? I think they should switch to a better idea.
I just hate that.
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play like 3 fucking rim shots over that.
Air horns.
Just getting loud.
Do
Yeah.
a wicked air horn, man.
Just progressively louder. Just.
Yeah. I hate the gimmicky. I just wish they would cut it with the gimmicky shit. Like,
I genuinely think that Nintendo continuing to do the gimmicky thing is leading them to try to do stuff that's more creative and fun. Whether it works or not is fine, but like, would rather they do. I actually think the Switch, like, I like that they're trying to combine the whole handheld and console thing so that it's more portable. But let's be real, the Switch isn't anything special. They're just like, it doesn't feel like it's innovative for fun. It feels like it's innovative for marketing, and I go for it. Good for them. But like, the Switch might actually be a step backwards for what I like about Nintendo. Talk shit about the Wii all you want, but I still go back to playing my Nintendo Wii because there are still games that are fun for it. I still have fun.
Oh, same. Yeah,
I mean,
same.
And if I were to honestly tell you the difference between like a PlayStation 2 game and a PlayStation 4 game, it would be that one of them looks nicer.
I think the big thing that Nintendo has to worry about.
And they had the Tasmanian Tiger for PS2.
I think the biggest thing that, honestly, one of the things that kind of makes or breaks Nintendo's successes with all these games or all these systems is their exclusives. I mean, that's when you're buying a Nintendo product that you're gonna get Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, shit that you can't get anywhere else. They will
definitely not Metroid.
They will. Oh yeah, no shit. They will never release a Mario game for Xbox or for PS3 or for probably not even for PC for that matter. So that
Mario with a gun.
Good, that's smart of them to do because it helps them sell their shit.
Wait,
I think
what about
Nintendo's biggest
Mario
problem
Run?
is not opening up to like third-party developers.
What about Super Mario
Dude,
Run,
imagine if
though?
they made like super realistic Mario, but with like Grand Theft Auto style.
Hyper realistic Mario. He's just fat.
It's like all about Italian gang.
I don't even fucking want to talk about hyper-realism in video games.
Like,
That shit's so fucking dumb.
But like, imagine if it was like realistic Mario with like real world problems, like it was an Italian mob like gang fight or some
plumber.
shit.
You have to go around unclogging toilets.
He retired from he retired from the beebity boobity life.
He retired from being a plumber.
You guys realize that like the hypothetical. You guys know the hypothetical you're talking about has probably been animated by 12-year-olds like for the last 10 years.
Well, yeah, but
Because
I'm talking about
Mario's
AAA.
funny when he swears and does drugs, right, guys?
Well, see, the thing though is that they would have him animated funny. I'm talking about some like butch ass buff Italian dude with a big nose. He's like your main character. Like, I'm
You're
talking
about
real
the
here.
Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I like
Captain
that
Lou
show.
Albano, goddammit.
Yeah.
All right, I think we should call this fucking mess.
Wait,
Well, hey,
I have one
whoa,
more
hey,
question.
I didn't even finish my point.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
But no, I think
My bad. I got this.
I think what Nintendo's success hinges on is it's the exclusives, So you're not going to get that shit anywhere. But like, look at the Wii. The Wii is the biggest financial success they've had in a long fucking time. And think about what games were on the Wii. I mean, fuck, you had both Mario Galaxy games, which are widely considered to be the best Mario games out there, like in the entire mainline series. And then you had Twilight Princess was on there, as well as Skyward Sword, like 2 mainline Zelda games. You had a Metroid Prime game. You had Fire Emblem, you had Brawl. Like, not only was it an interesting idea that was marketed well and like they did a lot of new shit, but they had a big ass library to back it up. And I think that's what the Wii U was lacking. I think that's what really hurt it. Yeah, Smash 4 is good, and I mean, I
But
guess-
like, what other games that aren't Smash 4 did anybody buy for the Wii U?
Exactly, and I don't know. I mean, them.
Bayonetta 2.
Super Mario DS XL Mario
Mario
Bros.
Kart.
Super Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that
that
a
one
big-
was pretty. Yeah.
But,
But now it's on the
like,
DS
Nintendo's-
now.
Yeah, but again, that's
Yeah.
2 in the face of how many did the Wii have, And I mean,
Yeah,
even the
exactly.
3DS as well is destroying.
How
the
many
fucking
did the Wii have though?
I don't know.
I mean, a decent
Like-
bit.
Let's think. What did the Wii have that was really great besides Wii Sports?
I mean, I just listed like
Can we
6.
We really, I know what he's doing, and I want him to stop, and I don't think Jake should be allowed to breathe.
I
Anyway.
understand.
Fucking
So I've been
Yeah,
watching SVU.
anyway, I think that's Nintendo's. It's going to be Nintendo's biggest challenge with the Switch, because now they are opening up third-party support, which I mean, okay, cool, but at
That might save them because it'll be easier to port like good games. Because like the old N64 games, some of the best ones were like third-party stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, everybody remembers the classics, and those were the first-party titles that got all the love and care that Nintendo has to offer. I think they need to fucking, as far as mainline Mario games, they need to ditch the whole new Super Mario shit, or Super Mario 3D World. Like, it's the same thing over and over again. Super Mario 3D Land was basically just a circle jerk over Mario Brothers 3, and Super Mario 3D World was a circle jerk over Super Mario World. Like, Mario's
What it
always
deserve?
Mario's always at his best when they're innovating, when they're doing something new. I mean, as much shit as I give Sunshine, and as much as I fucking don't like that game, they still did something new with it.
I think it's pretty fun. Aggravating, but fun.
Until you get to
Okay,
that
we're
one
not-
level that we couldn't beat.
Fucking
You
goopy
mean
and
the fucking
goopy ass.
Pachinko machine.
Yeah, like, and then I mean,
Oh my god.
and then Super Mario Galaxy, that speaks for itself. So I think they need to work on their shit a little bit. Release a new good Metroid game, you fucking hacks. All right, so we've
Other M was a bad.
Metroid had like its 20-year anniversary the other day, other year or some shit, and it's got nothing.
Oh, of course.
I think they actually got like a new Mario game because of it. It's like a slap to the face and a knee to the balls.
Yeah, a little bit. What was your last question, Weaver?
Well, I wanted to ask each of you what games are you looking forward to now in 2017? Jonas.
Sincerely, fucking nothing.
Dude, you caught
actually
my
have one.
answer. You can't steal my answer. Quit cheating off me.
I actually have
There's got to be something. There's got to be one thing, Jonas. Like one game, at
Red
least.
Dead Redemption 2.
There you go. Do you
I'm
like
really
Red Dead
excited.
Redemption?
Jake,
Huh?
Yeah,
What?
Jake. What are you looking forward to? In
Oh, I just said
2017?
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2. All right. Anything else?
I mean, no. I mean, games have kind of they kind of killed the hype for me to be like hyped for anything new.
It's a shame that it's come to that.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm really excited for the patch to Final Fantasy 15 where it becomes a different game that's fun.
I thought you were going to say the Passion
Hey!
of Christ, honestly.
Passion of the Christ for 3DS.
Where it becomes
No, it's a VR game where you whip Jesus.
motion controls included.
There's 2 levels.
It's a platform with Mel Gibson.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
Exactly.
Anyway,
But, oh shit, Jake. Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
you were asking what games we're looking forward to. Mine's definitely South Park: The Fractured But Whole. Stick of Truth was a fucking phenomenal game, and I'm really happy to see that they're taking their time and working a lot on the sequel.
I mean, I never played Stick of Truth,
You should.
but
I heard it was really good. I heard that if you like watching South Park, it's good. Just because it's a fucking episode of South Park.
It feels like playing through a whole season of South Park. It's honestly great. I mean, the writing is so good. And I think the important part is because Trey and Matt worked so closely with Obsidian. I mean, I love Obsidian as a studio. I mean, they've released nothing but pretty solid games as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, especially Fallout New Vegas. But Trey and Matt worked so closely to make sure that, like, okay, this is the South Park, like, gaming experience, you know. You're not just going to get, you know, another third-party studio that doesn't know much about, you know, how the creators think. Like, you are getting Trey and Matt making a fucking game, and that's great. And
good.
I'm happy to see that they're doing the same thing with the sequel.
I remembered what I wanted to say to Jonas. You mentioned a patch that makes Final Fantasy 15 a good game. Well, I don't know if it'll happen, and I doubt it will, but if you remember Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, how its initial debut was just like a huge flop, but then they like went back.
Yeah, now they remastered it and people actually like really like it. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen with Final Fantasy 15 because
15
they would
didn't flop.
have to rework.
Yeah, it's not an MMO too. So.
Yeah, and also they'd have to literally rework the game from the ground up because it's so shit.
I see.
That's just like your opinion, man.
I mean,
Okay, you know what's cool about Final Fantasy games is like the story and the adventure. You know how you ruin that is by taking away an interesting story, fun characters, or any sense of adventure.
I don't get it.
Gameplay's alright. If you like Kingdom Hearts, you'll probably like the gameplay.
I mean, I'm looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3 whenever the fuck it comes out.
This is where I would put Kingdom Hearts 3.
You know what video game No. You know what video game I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
Rick and Morty Season 3.
Hell yeah!
Haha, epic, my dude.
Well, okay, so they didn't release a lot of information about it, but I heard like whispers and like whispers between people, legends of it and shit. But I hear they're coming out with a new Candy Crush saga this year. You know, I don't know what to expect, but I have high hopes for it.
I was gonna say, Jake, like you're in the military, you can get like insider government information about season 3 of Rick and Morty.
Get
like
information about new games coming out.
Like talk to the president. When's Rick and Morty season 3 coming out?
We're the Geens.
We need
But anyway,
to release Rick and Morty season 3.
We need to make television great again.
I love the last 2 seasons of Rick and Morty. They're very good shows. I watch them with my daughter and my wife sometimes. They're very funny. I love Justin Roiland. He does the funny voice.
Trump on our next podcast.
He does the funny voice and it makes me giggle.
Fucking kill me.
Well,
It makes me Shit, I couldn't even say. It makes me squee.
fuck you.
Anyway. Let's wrap this shit up, boys. Alright, so what can we take away from this episode? What's the summary of this episode?
That Jonas,
hold on.
Candy Crush.
Jonas can draw pretty decently in Microsoft Paint.
God damn it! Alright, Weaver, say which game you like and are looking forward to. Fuck.
Okay, jeez. I posed the question because I have some games I'm genuinely looking forward to in 2017.
Well, stop it.
You should take my question and run with it.
On the next episode.
The next episode.
Hear one of Weaver's opinions.
Okay.
Just one of them.
You just get one per episode. Subscribe to the iTunes to get more of my opinions.
Subscribe to get more
So how
hot
about you
takes
say
from
what
Weaver.
the fuck you trying to say?
All right. Well, okay. The games that I'm looking forward to this year are definitely first and foremost the Crash.
So we say one last final time for real.
Weaver's gonna start crying.
Joe Swanson cry.
I'm done. I can't. All right, fucking for real this time. Jake,
Okay,
shut
so
up now.
I'm gonna fucking laugh now. So the games that I'm looking, the games that I'm looking forward to this year are definitely going to be the Crash Bandicoot remasters. But yeah, the Crash Bandicoot remasters definitely, because I've been playing a lot of Crash 2 on my original PlayStation that I picked. I picked up the PlayStation just to get Crash and Spyro again, just because I had them in my childhood. But those Resident Evil 7, that looks really interesting. Brandon, you and I played the demo.
Yeah,
it's
Resident
fun.
Evil 7 does look
Resident
good.
Evil
That comes out
Biohazard.
actually like this week, doesn't it? Or like this coming week.
What?
That comes out.
I
Really
think
soon.
like around the. It comes out like the 20th or
Brandon, we
25th
have
or
to
something.
finish Resident Evil 5. God damn
We have
it.
to finish 6.
Oh yeah, 6. I mean,
Maybe if it didn't have fucking terrible multiplayer issues, like
Yeah.
if we could stay connected for more than 5 minutes, that'd be great.
I mean,
And then
nice.
probably the new God of War. I never played God of War before, and this one looks interesting.
What
So
about
I'm,
Knack?
I'm
This
gonna give it a try.
Knack 2, baby.
There's something else too that I can't remember. It was like I don't know, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I think 2016, especially last year, was like all the big games came out. Like
2016.
yeah, like all the big fucking games came out that everyone's been hyping about for a while, and like now that that's over and we're like in the shadow of that, who knows? You know, if we'll get more really good hits. Because I mean, fucking last year was like Overwatch, Final Fantasy 15, fucking all that, tons of stuff throughout the year.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know. I think
yeah.
it'll be maybe a couple years before we get another really big release year. Because I mean, I feel like 2011 and 2012 were big years.
Well, 2011 because Skyrim, yo.
Yeah, that and
True.
Bioshock
Maybe we'll get new Elder
Infinite
Scrolls.
2011 as well.
Really?
I believe so.
I thought it was 2013.
What the fuck? No, Bioshock. No, there's no way that Bioshock Infinite was 2013.
It's on the next episode.
Pretty
We're
sure.
gonna find out when Bioshock Infinite was made.
No, I'm looking this shit up right now. Hold on. I will put this to rest. I swear to God.
Tourette's?
To rest.
Guys, we're still going.
March 26, 2013.
Fuck you. How about that?
10 out of 10 on Steam. How does that make you feel, Brandon?
It's not as good as the originals, but you know, whatever, man.
When you say original,
Well, I mean, Bioshock 1 and 2.
Award for best song in a
Oh,
game. What song was that?
Fuck. Probably the one that Troy Baker did with what's her name that played Elizabeth.
Troy Baker, Courtney
Okay.
Draper.
Pollyanna, Earthbound.
Boom, 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 boom. I can never hear
Oh.
that song without thinking of Chris shooting guns up.
I
in
know
the air
Chris
and
walking
yelling.
walking away into the sunset.
Yeah, and then shooting guns
Go
up in
to
the air.
Wang Clan on YouTube, and
Check out Django Unchained
Yeah,
2
we-
by the
we
Chi
have
Wang
a-
Clan on YouTube.
we have a video.
Please don't. I'm in that.
Video?
I hate my performance.
We only have one.
Can we get a taste of that laugh that you did for the video?
Who, me? Oh my fucking god, that's right. God damn it.
All right, and on that note, we'll see y'all next week.
I'm gonna kill myself.
End it.
I guess the important thing to take away from this is that
And me.
we hate video games, and they're not as good as they used to be.
Video games are stinky and not
never
fun.
good. No,
What used to
no,
be.
video games were never good. We were children.
We were just children. Now we're jaded, antisocial adults. Bye, everybody.
Hey, wait.